Right, 4 o'clock, let's go ahead and get the drainage committee meeting started. Let the record reflect that all members are present. Item number 1, appoint replacement to the Landry subdivision drainage district due to the resignation of Tony Aver. You got anybody, Mark?
Yeah, Kenneth, come back.
Kenneth?
Junior.
Junior?
Yes. We call it, And I'll second my removal.
All right, we got a motion by Mr. Mathern, second by Mr. Carter, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2, progress report on the Monterey drainage project.
You.
We'll table that until Mr. Southwick gets here. Item number 3, request approval to allocate 11,000 from Ward 4 drainage funds for the electric motor repairs at Monterey Pump Station.
Mr. Charlie, the number 1 electric motor failed.
Yeah.
So we sent it to the shop and they sent us an estimate. And it's $11,000 to repair it. So I need to allocate some funding for that. Yeah.
You got a motion?
Yes, I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Bro, second by Mr. Carter. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4, request approval to allocate 3,000 from Ward 5 drainage.
Jamie, that has to be changed to Ward 2.
Ward 2? Okay.
Yep.
Ward 2 drainage funds for the outfall maintenance. What outfall is that?
It's all of it, like,
Oh, for all of them?
yeah.
Okay, second.
All right,
That's
motion
why
by Mr. Nakam, second by Mr. Carter, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5, update on all drainage projects to see where we currently are, Mr. Blankenship.
So we only have, I have 3 that's listed that on the project side, but we've also been working on CEAs. But, we had 216 Louisa Street been completed on, 3/4/26. 125 Oak Lane project been completed on 3/26/26. And then 323 Oakley Road, we just finished it and they're currently blowing out the remaining amount of the culverts that need to be blown. But we've been working on a lot of, maintenance, sweeping ditches and doing things like that, through the work order system. And it doesn't reflect it on the drainage report, but it does in the work order system. So, we had about 4 CEAs that were completed, from 218 to current, went to this list. But as we're moving through it, we're getting permissions to do it. We've been grading roads and doing different things, not all just drainage. They're drainage projects, but not primarily on our project list.
Brian, North Bay Road, the drainage, they cross culvert. That,
All the way at the end, that goes to the,
by Ricky's, by the oak tree.
right,
We need to get back on that. It's been several years, a couple years now. I know we had the gate valve, hopefully it's still somewhere in the back of the barn.
oh, so you declined that project previously because the state said we had to sit there and water, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't
That's the cross
decline.
culvert that belongs to the state. Yes, we decided not to do that project, if
No,
I'm
we
not
didn't
mistaken.
Not decide not to do it.
Okay,
So you're in the books.
I'll pull it up.
It had something to do with a tree or something. with a
That's
tree
correct.
moved
Something
or
to do
something
with the
like
tree.
We decided not to mess with
that.
it
You didn't
because
want
of the
to
tree.
because of a tree.
That's
If
correct.
I remember correct.
Y'all didn't want to water the tree. I'm ready.
No, I'll pull the minutes up and show it, but
Get back with the state on that. Because we had some discussions about a machine, their machine was down, they was gonna borrow our machine.
for the last discussion, they brought an arborist to the site and he gave a report and I printed the email and handed it to the jurors. And because we had to sit there and take care of this tree, it was chosen.
The old tree.
Correct.
Try to pull the minutes. And
Okay.
see what's the last on
I'll
that.
pull the emails too, that
We need to, see what we can do to complete that project.
all right.
Trying to make that out a project, or that's just
No,
regular?
it was a project.
Oh, it was a.
It was a
We
project
bought the heat
previously.
valve,
Yes.
everything
But-
for it.
Yes.
We had supplied the, allocation for the material.
But I
The project-
specifically
the project
remember when we
It's
gave the
not on there
email.
anymore.
No, that's because it was taken off because of the, we had to water the tree and I handed the email out to everybody and decided not to do it.
So you
But-
wanna reallocate some money to make it
No,
look?
the money was already there. The money was still there somewhere. I mean, it's not in my.
I have to
drainage report.
backtrack into the
Yeah,
previous drainages.
pull it back up and see where we at on
Okay.
that.
All right.
Ain't trying to bring it from home.
Brian, could you give me an updated list of the drainage projects or the ones you said were complete, so I can have it updated for
Okay.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
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 Mm-hmm.
All right, so, man.
Anything else? Anybody on drainage?
Motion
Adjourned by Mr.
Move.
Nakane, second by Mr. Carter. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Meeting adjourned.
All right, 4:06, we'll get the personnel committee meeting started. Let the record reflect all members are present. Item 1, request approval of the proposed personnel manual amendment, section 570, workman compensation.
Okay, if you look at your package, you'll see the requested amendment. This is after, again, every time we dealing with situations going on, there's always recommended policy by companies, and workers' comp agent spoke to us and said that the employee may use his or her sick leave to compensate for the difference of the 10% that they will receive in pay. In the past, we were told that they were only, I think they were only able to use it for the first week, but now they're telling us they can use it for the entirety of the time, which is not a bad thing because that takes that liability off of the books. If they have the leave, they can use it. So this just modifies the policy to reflect that.
Motion by Mr. Blanchard. Second by Mr. Carter, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion pass. Item 2, request approval of 8 weeks FMLA leave for IT specialist floodplain manager. So move. Motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Palmer. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion pass. Item 3, discuss the possibility of advertising for a full-time grants coordinator.
Yes, I just put this on. We've had a little bit of communication about it, just to open up the avenue of conversation even more to see if this is something y'all want to entertain. Since we've had the increase in the contract amount to the current grants administrator, we've never advertised at that level to hire someone in-house. If we're gonna pay that amount, we might be able to get somebody in-house to work dedicated 40 hours a week for us.
Make a motion on that.
Oh, I got a few little comments. on
Wait,
that.
wait, wait.
So it's just, it's up for discussion.
So you base on that money we're paying now, we're about be able to hire somebody and pay them more.
I think we advertised, the highest we advertised that position in the past was 45,000.
Mhm.
And the contract in itself is 80. We pay an additional 3, so that's 83,000. So
Actually,
just food for thought.
We could save some money.
we save a couple
You're not
dollars.
gonna save a whole
And then-
lot, because you still gotta put benefits with it.
You gotta
But we-
put benefits
we-
with
we
it. I'm
might
not
get to do
saying
it
you're
all.
gonna necessarily save, but we might have somebody working our
Full-time.
programs full-time,
Full-time.
in-house. And again, the whole thing is contingent upon finding somebody
Somebody
The
that
right
can
qualified,
do
person,
yeah.
the
it.
key person.
Exactly. So we might advertise and,
That's advertised, yeah, that's
and just. see.
Well, I mean, my thoughts on that is this. We've been down the road before with the grants coordinator. Didn't work out at all whatsoever. We saw such a planning when.
And that's not working out either, Jeff.
We're all in our
Let's turn
second
first.
year. Why is it not working out?
I mean, they're still calling our office.
They gotta call. They're not privy to all the information they got, financial stuff, they don't know. You hire a grant operator, you hire somebody, how they gonna be in that office daily asking questions. That's not gonna stop. They're not privy to all the information, financial information that they need to have for the grant. They got a staff of 6 or 7 people working on grants. You know how you gonna put one? Put that down. We've been there already. It didn't work. They busy. They don't wanna get hassled with South Central Plan or anybody coming in the office asking them information.
We never
But it has to
advertised at
have.
this amount of money either.
Huh? They
salary.
still won't be privy to the information that they have. They're still gonna be in Kim's office, they're still gonna be in Melissa's office looking for information. You ain't gonna stop that. They gotta have it. You talk about 6 or 7 employees working on grants. On 12, I don't know how many grants we got on the books now. You follow me? You can advertise, but it ain't gonna change nothing. I think we'll get more bang for our buck than what y'all realize. Yeah, they are calling. They gotta call. They need the information. It just don't fall out the sky. They don't have our computer, they don't have history or stuff like they need to have. I'm sure they're not making
I'm
a
not
phone
here in the
call.
office taking these calls or doing
Well,
anything.
Kim-
Kim, can you please elaborate on this?
The information that I am receiving from employees is that they're not asking for fiscal information, they're not asking for financial information, it's program information. And the information that I'm receiving was that if we have to provide the program information, then why aren't we not administering the program? And we know we don't have the time to administer the program, but if we pay in somebody to do it, that's their response. Our opinion is that's their responsibility to research and find out those answers.
So I'm gonna second your motion, Mark.
One, not to put you on the spot, but I'm gonna put you on the spot because you are a liaison for the parish that works with South Central Planning. So how's that working relationship going?
I speak with Cassie pretty often with the grants that you have. With Pat, he mostly contact Melissa about different things. He don't contact me too often, but, most of the times when, like Brian or any of the other, engineers, if they send me something, I do the work. I mean, I don't send it over to South Central Planning. Like Brian, sent over some paperwork for me to do a cost analysis, and I did it. I mean, I thought I was supposed to do it, but in all actuality, it was their work.
She did it in-house.
I think that's the point that I want to back up what she just said. We don't know what our boundaries are, what we're supposed to do and what they're supposed to do. I've never been told what exactly is their responsibilities and what's mine. I know I only got one grant with them, the courthouse grant, and we're struggling with a contract right now. I mean, I expect them to drop a contract for me, and we've got that contract, and I showed it to Melissa, and we just didn't agree with it was done right. So I sent it back to them, and they're working on it again, and that's the hold up with the courthouse. I need a contract in hand. And I'm not saying nothing against her, the girl that's helping, but she's asking me questions, and I'm not exactly sure what's her responsibility and what's mine, but I don't think we're getting the full bang for our buck, if you're asking me either. You know, it's a struggle sometimes. You know, if they're gonna manage it, and he is manage it, just ask me the stuff that I need, I'll get it for you, but a lot of times it's not that, Jeff. We actually gotta help them and find answers, that we shouldn't be having it. And that's only one of my grants. I got 6 more that I gotta manage, that I do my own. So it can be time consuming. It might help for y'all to hire somebody in-house to where they can take them other 6 grants from me, that has mitigation grants that are fully mine 100% and help me with those too. Because those are not assigned to South Central Plan Development. I handle those myself. That's 4 hazard mitigation grants. Out of Shisha and the EMPG, yes, those I get my expenses paid for. We handle that. That's gotta be handled by me, with handling invoices and stuff, but, if I can unload those other 4 on somebody in-house, I'd love to do that.
I agree with that part of it. I agree that we should have one in-house. Follow me, but we tried that, but James said, I agree with that too. We didn't pay what we're gonna advertise for now.
A good grant writer is worth every penny.
A good grant writer to be able to find.
But we're not looking for a grant writer. That's what I keep stressing. We're looking for a coordinator. I'm not trying to be ugly and say anybody can write a grant, but you can be creative. It's the coordination after the.
Yeah.
After the fact.
To see the
That it just
project all the
goes
way
on.
through. You gotta see it
That's
through.
where the work is.
I mean,
really
to
at.
start to finish.
Yes.
When you close it out.
You gotta provide the information the state wants every time they call you.
And it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Mhm.
And especially when it's federal funds, you have all these cost analysis you have to do for cost reasonableness and whatnot. I know that was a big struggle with South Central Planning. They relied on our staff to work through it with them. And I mean, here we were, right back to where we were from the beginning.
And Mr. Pat is in the audience from South Central Planning. You have anything you want to say, Mr. Pat?
Excuse me?
You have anything you want to say?
Well, Pat Gordon, I'm the plan director for South Central Planning. I hate to say this, but there needs to be a willingness to work together. And I just don't see that, okay? We do have to ask for information because, we're not here in this office. And And it is a somewhat of a difficult, arrangement to work, in cooperation with each other. Too many times there's meetings that we're not invited to, or information that staff at Assumption doesn't get. I mean, there is a lack of communication there, I can tell you. We've had several meetings to try to eliminate that. We meet with the grants manager every 2 weeks to go over projects. We've never had a complaint from administration in those meetings regarding any of those projects. You know, as far as the courthouse, let me tell you, y'all would have ended up hiring an architect without procuring them if we didn't step in and say you have to procure this individual. You know, I think we've saved the parish a lot of money, a lot of headaches. With Infinity, I'm gonna tell you, that was a real problem. I think y'all may take that over. I think that's on the agenda, but that contract in itself, with the amendments to the contract was some real problems. So I think we've saved y'all some money. And if we, step away from the contract of June and y'all hire a grants coordinator, I think that's all well and good. But we would like to work with y'all in the future so that we can coordinate some of those efforts going forward. If you need our services again, we can step in and do that. But I would agree that there is a disconnect, and sometimes we don't all get the information. And I appreciate you asking me to get up and speak on that. Thank you. Any other questions?
No, I get it. You said a mouthful.
So if you had somebody in the house, it'd be a lot different. The problem with, we say getting somebody in the house, we have been through, I don't know how many grant people. They don't last, they don't stay, no matter how much we pay them, they just don't stay.
I don't think you're gonna attract the person with the skill set that you need for what we were offering for that position. And that's why they weren't successful. And we went with South Central Planning because we needed somebody, because we couldn't hire anybody. If we're gonna offer more, I think we can get a quality person that would be able to manage this effectively. I mean, you truly need a project manager, someone trained in project management to do this. We were trying to plug an accountant in or to one, it's just not fair to them to be put in that role because there's a lot of things that they do have to do, a lot of technical information. And that's the skill set that South Central Planning brought to the table because there are different people managing the different grants,
True.
I mean, if we're gonna pay somebody that can have it, I think the having one person that handles all of that, that knows it and can be successful would be a great value to the jury. But I don't really know if we can get there. I don't
That's a
know
big
if that person will apply. I don't, it doesn't hurt for us to advertise, and if we get that person to interview and say, wait, maybe this one can work out. But also we gotta look at from the standpoint of, and Kim, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know some of these grants, the administration fees can't be claimed in-house, but you can contract to somebody and use those admin fees. So some of that money right now is passed through to be able to cover the contract with South Central Planning. And we won't be able to take advantage of that if it's an in-house person. I don't know what that number is. I just know sometimes it's 3% or whatever, but
We've never claimed any that I recall. It's always going towards construction.
yeah, I just know some of it you can't claim if it's in-house, but if you have a
On some
contract.
FEMA grants, you get a 5% administrative fee. It depends on FEMA grants, on hazard mitigation, some grants, you're right, it depends what type of grant source it's from. Not all grants are good.
Right, and I know the rules change. I mean, we've all been through the LWI program. They changed the rules 3 times for 2 different rounds. It's hard to keep track of it, and you need to have somebody that has the skill set that can retain that information and be able to go through all of the details.
And have a staff that can cooperate with them.
Sure,
I think South Central Planning came in, bailed us out when we was in a bind.
absolutely.
And, he admitted there's a communication issue. I think we should give him time to work with our staff to try to rectify those issues. And let's see where it go from there. I got a motion on the floor to, let's stay with South Central
You got a
Planning.
motion on the floor, it has to be a comment.
Myron is not on the,
Okay, Myron got a motion on the floor?
Myron's not on the.
Okay, I got a motion on the floor to stay with South Central Planning.
I'll second that motion.
I make I'll counter motion that. Seek out, advertising for a full-time just grant coordinator. And see what we got, see what applies for the position.
I'll second the comment.
Second, okay, we have a counter motion by Mr. Palmville, second by Mr. Blanchard. All in favor?
How many hours you
Who's
got?
in nays?
You only got two.
They got two,
Are you breaking it down? Who else on the committee?
me, Mike, and Jeff.
So Mike, what's your vote?
I'm in favor of going out for bid. For,
Okay, so y'all got it.
advertising.
Motion pass.
All right. Item number,
And it doesn't mean we're gonna hire one, but.
No,
That's
we
right,
just have it
yeah,
in the
just to
pool
see
there.
what's out there, if they got anyone.
Correct.
item.
Do we want to set a salary at this point? A range?
What's the current rate?
You can't say,
Yeah, I mean, we
Well,
have.
what's
no
the current rate we paying?
Their contract is 80.
Nothing under 7.
Then you gotta figure benefits too.
You better go 7. You wanna get
What
the
was that
best, you got to
before?
pay.
What was that before? 40 before?
No, you gotta put about 70,000. If you wanna do it,
No,
put
I'm
about
just-
70,000.
I'm just saying, you know, yeah,
70,000.
I'll do a range of 65 to 70.
There you go. Yeah.
That's good.
You can't
See
go
what
out there
we got.
nickel and diming. You know, you're not looking for somebody to write a grant. You're looking for somebody to manage a project from start to finish till the project close out.
But
You don't have to pay.
70,000, they should be able to manage and write.
That's right.
Those
I
type
agree
of
with
people
that.
are special.
Sure.
All right, item 4, ratify the hiring of an accountant to replace previous individual released in December.
Oh, right, when that individual did not make it through the full probationary period because of the holidays and everything going on, I chose to not fill that position at that time. So what I did do since we're now in March, almost the end of March, I pulled the last applications that we had received for that. And I did reach out to an individual, and I'd like to, I do have an individual that has accounting experience for 7+, actually, I think 11+ years now. So she has agreed to come on board at the same rate of pay as the previous individual. And I'd like to ratify the hiring of that individual. That would be a Miss Darlene LeBlanc at a grade 8, step 11.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Blanchard. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion pass.
Motion to.
Motion to adjourn,
So
Mr.
moved.
Palmville, second by Mr. Carter. All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Meeting adjourned.
We'll go ahead and get started. Road and Bridge Committee meeting. Let the record reflect that all members are present. 2 items on the agenda. Number 1, update on 2025 road overlay program. We're gonna table this till the regular meeting when Mr. Sawat gets here. Number 2, request approval for a 3-way stop sign at the intersection of Napoleon Avenue and Bayou Street. I put this on the agenda. I received some phone calls from my constituents, on Napoleon Avenue, about vehicles, traveling at a high rate of speed, trying to get to Ratliff Road, trying to get to the ballpark. So we already know where that's coming from. I would like to entertain a motion. We don't currently have a 3-way, stop sign at that intersection, so I'd like to entertain a motion to put one there.
that's a good section. That's a good one.
Motion by Mr. Mathern, second by Mr. Nakane. All in favor? All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried. Motion to adjourn.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Pineville, second by Mr. Nakane. Meeting adjourned. Brian, you got that?
I recall the Finance Committee meeting order, record reflect all members are present. First item, request approval to pay bills, list of bills submitted through March 2026.
So move.
Moved by Mr. Alcon, second by Mr. Diaz. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Request approval of budget comparison statements for February 2026.
Right, they are included in your packet. No recommendations at this time.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Blanchard, accept, second by Mr. Diaz. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Next item, authorized use of opiate settlement funds to pay for inmate mental health services as approved by South Central Louisiana Human Service Authority.
Okay, I'd like to open up the discussion for items 3 and 4 to kind of be taken together.
This,
The the opioid settlement funds can be used to pay for services provided by South Central Human Services Authority. South Central provides mental health care for the inmates. I have talked to the coordinator and she said that is no problem. They can code their invoices to where they have an invoice number with OP on the backside, so that would identify it to us. However, in my communications with Correct Health, they provide medical care for the jail facility. And it's been expressed that there are some issues with the mental health side of the care being provided. So they have presented a proposal to take over mental health. And they feel that the services that the outside entity is providing is not 100% captured adequately. They feel that that contractor is relying on them to do a lot of the services because that's how it's always been in the past. And they're concerned about it, and they just feel that it's not correct. And they feel that mental health is not being addressed properly. So although my original recommendation was to authorize the funds for the opioid settlement for the South Central contract, we also need to potentially entertain allowing Correct Health to perform those services. And we have one contract with the contractor here in-house and not provided by somebody out of the area. And in communication with Correct Health, they have looked at our, the census of the patients, inmates that they have seen, and they feel that we are warranted to fund the contract anywhere between 45 to 55% of the cost with those opioid funds.
Good.
So that's tremendous. And he says several parishes throughout the state of Louisiana are doing the same because they, just like us, they don't have drug rehab programs in-house to be able to use these funds. And so they're trying to find mechanisms. And he said, truthfully, that percentage is probably a bit conservative, but they wouldn't want to recommend anything 75 or 85% that high. So a couple of things first of all, the use of the opioid funding, I would request that. Secondly, do you all want to consider having one provider for medical and mental health, or stick with these separate contractors?
What's the cost difference?
The cost difference, the proposal from Correct Health, it would be an additional $27,116 for the contract. Keep in mind, and a lot of what opened up these conversations is because I also had to speak to them about the census with the female inmates that are now going to be coming in. I can't, they won't tell me what their number is, and I requested it from the jail, and I'm yet to get that number from, but hopefully I'll get that from them soon, as to what our average census was for 2025. I want to see how close we are to that 115, because we're also going to entertain a contract amendment at renewal, which is at the end of the year, to increase that by maybe 10, 15 numbers for the females. But if we're not closely meeting that 115, then we don't need to entertain that. But I need to get that number from the jail to confirm that first. So we're working on that, and we're not going to propose that till the renewal. But this mental health 27,116, I looked back in 2025, and what we paid South Central Human Services was $22,500.
About the same.
It is a little difference. The doctors, they feel that the services provided would be much greater, and the costs would be much more
A
beneficial
lot of
because
that
it
would be covered
in-house.
underneath the opioid.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
when do we come out of contract with,
Well,
Say-
it's not a reduction in the cost of the contract. It would be an additional cost minimally, but it allows us usage of the opioid funding for 55% of it, which in effect does save the general fund.
yeah, but I'm saying that we do have a contract with Central Louisiana, right?
We do,
How
and we
long-
have,
when that end?
it's a 3-year contract. We just renewed it at the end of last year. However, we have a 30-day opt-out clause. So I've already got the ADA to look at it, and it would have to be worked in conjunction with these repairs that Brian has to get done in the control room. So if the females would come over in May 1st, we'd probably try to keep it in line with that.
So I'm on board with that, trust me, on board with that. On board if we do one contract with corrective health, using those funds. But I think, Mike, you need to elaborate on other opportunities that we can use that funding for as well.
They can, we went over it and we're still doing a lot more research on it.
Okay. all right.
It, you know, they
Preventing-
provided, I know at the convention, they provided a long list, but it's still
There
very
wasn't no gray
broad
area
and it's a
for-
lot of
I mean, a lot of-
rehab and, you know.
Prevention.
The good training to go.
But I'm pretty sure the opioid settlement funding requires a spending plan. Just like the Restore Act had a spending plan.
I'm not sure,
Well,
Leroy, because
based
I
off
have,
what- yeah,
It's
based
just
off
gotta,
what-
you just gotta have our documentation on it.
right, I submit a report to them. I'm not sure if it's quarterly right now, I'd have to look, or once a year, and it's a report that is of the spending.
Then
And it's been very
So,
easy thus far
and-
because we haven't spent
Right,
any.
in October of 24, I just checked, I had an email from the state asking if we had a spending plan to submit to them.
Mhm.
That we would have generated. At the time, we didn't. And so that's when they realized that they need to put some more education out there
Mhm.
to help the parish to spend this money because nobody was spending.
Nobody
it.
was-
nobody-
had to spend it.
Everybody-
Nobody,
the room was
nobody.
packed.
But I
Everybody's
mean,
on the same
if
Nobody's
this is the
saying-
route that you all want to go, we can, I mean, I can generate a plan and really put that in there as far as this percentage. And then it could, I'm sure it can be amended if we find different usages.
And so
down the road.
and we could expand it because I've spoken to some professors at Nichols that teach in the social services front that can help us come up with a plan to spend not just on the downstream side, and I say downstream, in jail with mental health there, but actually trying to prevent opioid
Prevent,
use
yeah.
and having billboard campaigns and
It'll also
And
use
things getting in
sometimes
front of
used on youth
kids.
sports. Well, they
Right.
use it different places.
Orleans Parish was the only one that I saw that had a full comprehensive spending plan for the money that they had.
They got bigger drug problems too. They need something.
But their percentage was no different than our percentage per capita.
Wow, that's interesting.
You know, so, I mean, we have a lot of funding to spend. I know I've had conversations with Dr. Crochet to have, you know, someone come speak to the student body, provide promotional items, stuff like that, but we didn't have the plan in place, so we couldn't go forward to that next step.
But you did get a cost estimate, and I remember the cost was really.
And he thought it was high too,
Yeah,
but
for
he had
2
backed off to a
hours.
different plan. But, you know, he was in the neighborhood of about $10,000 to $12,000 a year for a budget to be able to address a student body. That's our future. We need to be able to,
Sure.
I agree.
to get them educated on this.
But just based off some
But-
conversations with Mike, he's like, you know, at the convention, he said everybody and their mama was there because nobody knew how to spend the money,
Sure.
right?
Right.
And based off whoever gave the committee meeting, it was like, well, look, you can spend it here, it's open, it's great,
It's very
you know,
broad.
so it's broad,
Very
so
great.
use it,
Just
yeah.
gotta have the documentation.
The only thing that I did notice when I'm in completing the reporting requirements, you can also give the money to another agency or entity for a program such as the school board or whatnot. My only concern about that is, even if we give that money or, you know, allocate X amount of dollars to another entity for a program, we are responsible for that money still. So I still have to do the reporting requirements, and I can't do that if the money is handed over to another agency and they disperse it. So just be
In that
mindful of
case,
that.
I'd say we just sponsor.
Right. We'd have to get
You
billing
still gotta get all
directly
kind
to
of
us.
reporting.
We
Not
receive
handed
80%, sheriffs receive 20.
How many years we continue to get that money? I just-
18 more years we get.
18 more years, and just last meeting, we had another settlement, another company settled, so that's gonna be
So
an issue.
this year's gonna be a big amount and then it's a steadily go down.
Right.
But it's for 18 years guaranteed.
And we've had 3 so far.
Let's work on what we, talked about, and then we'll look at some other ways to use it.
So y'all in favor of doing one contract with, corrective health?
Or
and-
mental health.
Or mental
For mental
health,
health.
yep. I got a motion on the floor for that.
So just, I'm sorry, before you, on the comments that you received, you said that the correct health from the medical side suggested that they're not getting the mental health services that they need at the jail.
they said the company that I hate to say this in a public meeting, but they feel that the company that we're paying is not doing their services to the extent that they should be, and the fallback is falling back on them anyway. And when they are trying to communicate with them that they should be providing XYZ, the response they're getting is, well, this is just how it's always been done.
Yeah, I'm just being a little bit hesitant that the person that
Yeah,
is gonna benefit from the contract is the one suggesting that we change. You know, maybe we just have some conversations, you know, with the sheriff or some employees at the jail
Well,
to
who
see.
knows? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Prior to
We don't
the
know.
decision,
Who
yeah.
can we verify this?
The only thing we know is a benefit for us to use this funding to get off our general fund.
But it doesn't matter what provider we use it for.
But we can do it either way.
We can do it either
Let's
way.
meet
It
with
don't
them
matter.
prior.
What's that?
Let's have a meeting with them,
Who?
with,
Correct, Joe?
Correct Health and South, the other provider that we.
But I don't know how.
Well, how you gonna
us
do
being
that? You got
willing is
two
gonna
of the
help.
same companies almost
Yeah.
doing the same thing. That's a war.
And the sheriff, we need
We
the
need
sheriff
to meet with
involved
the
here.
staffing with the sheriff's
Yeah,
office.
they the
give us a
one who
neutral
knows.
perspective.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah, not them.
Get some good feedback from them.
Yeah.
So what y'all wanna do? No action? Or authorize use of open settlement funds?
Authorize the use of the opioid settlement funds.
Hold it,
For paying for it. and then you get-
Or you may mental health,
Table
regardless of
four,
who the
table
provider
four,
is.
and approve number 3. Authorize, so there's a motion, Mr. Alcorn, authorize use of opiate settlement funds to pay for mental health services as approved by
Correct.
South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority. There's a motion, there's a second by Mr. Diaz, all in favor?
I'm sorry, who made that motion? Miss?
Mr.
I made
Ryan. Second by Mike. All in favor? Opposed? That motion carries. We'll
Okay.
table number 4.
Well, not really, because even though we don't merge the contract and issue a termination to South Central Human Services, we can still allocate some of the opioid funds to the current existing correct
Yeah,
health
that's-
contract.
that's-
That's part of number 4.
All right,
Make a
motion,
motion to authorize that.
motion authorize portions of the opioid settlement funds to payment of correct health.
And let's set a percentage. Like I said, in the communications, he told me that they could justify anywhere from 45 to 55%.
We want to do the 55.
Yeah, you can do
I was
any, we
I
do
was
that
thinking
too.
the same.
All right, motion by Mr. Carter,
Yes.
And we're gonna
Second.
make that effective April 1st.
second by Mr. Diaz, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And then I'll get with the sheriff and see who would be the best parties to meet with.
Yeah, because they know.
Good. Good. All right, next item, consider approving jurors, but any jurors that wants to go to attend the 2026 Legislative Day event. At noon. Come down, about.
Hmm.
What's that about?
I didn't see none on there.
It's 100 something.
Well, I mean, there's registration fees and then they presented with hotel fees.
No,
so I'm
no,
not sure what your
no,
request
No,
was.
no hotel. I said it to you. 100
I'm
something.
looking at her here. I don't.
When is it?
It's the
Tuesday, the
28th and
28th.
29th.
29th.
This is the printout that you sent.
It's in there. April 28th.
Then if you click on that register now, it shows you the amount.
It's no more than, I think, 165 or 195. If anybody wants to go, it's pretty interesting. I've been going the last several years. Ron went a few times. Myron went back in the day. But it's still interesting to meet with the delegation and go to the Capitol, see them in action. It's always good.
You also meet with them too.
Yeah, you have lunch with them. So it's pretty good outing, without a doubt. Whoever wants to go, welcome to it. You can spend a night, you spend a night on your own.
Drive back. But I'm gonna be up there. I'm
Yeah.
going. I'm going.
Let me see. You want to hold them out on no more than $200? Let me do that. Instead of trying to find it. I entertain a motion to approve no more than $200 for the registration fee. For any juror wants to go. Motion by Mr. Alcorn,
Second.
second by Mr. Carter, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Just let Kim know next few days if y'all want to go so she can register.
It's the, April 28th and 29th, 2 days.
All right, next item, request authorization to declare various equipment as surplus and advertise for bids.
Before we do that, Kim, I got some business cards I'd like to give you. I didn't bring them with me, I don't think. But, govdeals.com, you can put our surplus equipment on there, on their website, and there's no charge.
Okay,
So I'll get that to you.
give that to me.
Well, can I expand on that? I'm glad he brought it up, because then somebody else gave me another company, the same thing, they charge like $5, they don't charge you anything.
Mhm.
They take care of the whole process.
Take care of the
I
whole
didn't
process.
discuss that with Ms. Torres yet, but I've had that same information given to me today too. Where, it's something where we take the load off of us, where we can just put that on that site. And it's Richland Parish does it, so other parishes have done it, it's legitimate. So it's something where,
It's not just our locals that's getting an eye on it, it's the whole.
Yeah.
You still gotta come up with your bid amounts and your base values. I don't know if they're gonna do that for you.
I'm
I'll
not
do some
sure. I
research on
think it's just a no reserve bid.
What that means.
No, you don't set a price.
You
We have to, the law says we do. That's just it. The revised statute says we have to do this.
Okay.
We're not just setting it because we want.
So you have to say that.
She said they take care of everything.
But you have to come up with a minimum
minimum bid.
bid,
Minimum,
which is
right.
where you have to,
And
why
if
you have
you-
to get the salvage
I-
value.
If you
also
don't
heard-
get a
I
number
understand
that
you do that.
satisfies the minimum bid in the advertised, then after that, you can get rid of it for salvage.
I know, but you gotta come up with the number to put in the advertise.
Let me
Right.
get you this
Get that
information.
information.
That way.
Give me that.
Yeah.
GovDeals.com.
In the meantime, department heads, we need to, work on junk. We got a lot of junk.
Especially that man left behind. Community center.
Jeff, give him a timeline.
No, for next meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, next meeting?
The
No,
one in the back in the
for them to have
yellow.
their surplus.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I would take that.
I'll grab 5 already, put on the list.
Well, it would
Okay.
take time, is you gotta come up with that
You
value.
gotta come up with the
Yeah, that's
value.
what I
Well, well, all
You
right.
have to
You gotta
get
start
it
the
appraised.
process
All
somehow.
right, the second meeting in April.
Second meeting in April. You
Look
get-
at my
My
roll.
mind's ready to go, so come on.
I'm gonna come pick you up.
Assessment on it. Shit, it's junk.
You got your pricing already?
Yes, I do.
A motion to approve the advertisement for
I
the
use the
office
copier
equipment.
company for the
Oh.
copier machine. It all depends what the equipment is.
There's a motion to advertise for bids for, and also to, check on this government, government, site.
You have to read the surplus, you have to.
Yeah, got you, but we, motion with Mr. Blanchard to advertise for bids for office.
It's a 2012 Officio MP copier, Lexmark copier, 4 monitors, a 2009 CCTV security camera, 2012 Dell laptop with the salvage values as listed.
So,
Motion by Mr. Blanchard, second by Mr. Carter, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Who made the second?
Next item, consider approval of payment to NACO for dues for 2026 in the amount of $450. So we've been paying that annually,
No, we really hadn't,
We
but
just started it last year.
2 years.
we had stopped when we cut budgets, but
What benefit do we get from them?
I don't know.
You
We
get-
one of the only parishes that's not a part of NACO.
We was at one time, now we are, but when you have 100% enrollment per state, NACO supposedly, they've been more, I ain't gonna say incentives to them, but, works. So they work harder to get things done for the state as all the parishes without excluding a parish. For the most part. For the most part.
How much it is?
$450. I mean, the Police Jury Association pushes that we do it, and it helps the whole state out, not just us,
Yeah.
for $450.
make a motion that we, approve.
Motion with Mr. Carter.
Yeah.
Second by the,
Second,
Ron.
second.
All right, all in
Makes
favor?
makes it difficult if you're not in it, sure.
Yeah, it could be in your office this year. All in favor?
So have
Opposed?
More money, y'all
Opposed,
gonna
motion
spend.
carried. No, we're going on out
No, we're
there.
going all down.
One opposed. Discuss and request approval to accept the maintenance contract on parish-wide sewer emergency generators.
We're gonna table it to the next meeting.
Okay, 'cause I have one deviation, approved low bidder for control room repair at jail.
Motion to deviate.
Motion deviated by Mr.
Second.
Alcorn, second by Mr. Carter, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. So we have, 3 bids. And the low bidder is RS Corporation Pension contractor, labor and materials, $57,179.
Make a motion.
Motion to accept.
I got a question. Where's this RNS Corporation detention contractor?
They're Lafayette, and they're the ones that installed the system in the jail previously, and they do all of our lock and repairs and things at the jail currently.
So that works.
Correct.
There's a motion by,
Second.
for any, motion by Carter, second by Mr. Diaz.
And this
Any
is-
public comment on that? First call, second call, last call, all in favor?
This coming out of 1%, right?
Correct.
All right, cool.
Brian, just make sure it's on the ASAP.
Yeah, call them tomorrow, send an email to them, say they approve.
Because as soon as this is done, we can coordinate the female inmates.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion adjourned by Mr. Alphonse, second by Mr. Carter, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
We'll go ahead and get started with the insurance committee meeting. Let the record reflect that all members are present. This number one item on the agenda, discuss the absentee owner exclusion relative to workman's comp that previously authorized by the jury. I'll put this on the agenda. We had a meeting with our insurance agent, Simmons and Savoy, about 2 weeks ago regarding the owner exclusion or the owners not being excluded. Just for the record, after really listening and we're all discussing, that was a recommendation that was made by Simmons and Savoy. Yeah, they made that
They
recommendation.
did not.
Yes, they
But go
did.
ahead.
But in it, what we approved to add that to the box, I mean, to
Oh.
add for them to check the
Okay,
box, that's
okay.
what I'm talking about.
All right, I apologize.
And I think there was some misconfusion about as it pertains to helping our premium go down on with our workman's comp. But basically, that just was an extra layer of protection if any owner operator was to come and work and they wanted to file a claim against us, then we would be protected at that point. So we know a couple of things that's happened by the owner not being excluded. We've had things come up to where the costs have went up on various jobs. We know it has limited various companies for even wanting to bid on a job, especially a lot of local people. So we know what has been created. Now, history tells us that no one who has ever had a job, ever worked for the parish and have done some construction work has ever came back to try to legally file a claim or try to sue us. So, I know there's been some discussion, so I wanted to put it back on the agenda so we can all come together, and wrap this up. So my motion is, well, my recommendation is,
Before you go any further, the major benefits are you'll get one of the first things to do, if the first guy on the list don't have the insurance and he's $50,000, and the next guy that has the insurance is $75,000, and you kick that $50,000 out, we pay another $25,000 just because they checked the box.
correct.
You know, so we're crying about money, we're crying about budget and stuff, so, you know, that's a savings in itself. And also Brian had a instance several weeks ago where I think that happened with the generator,
Correct.
you know, so, you know, emergency repair didn't turn into emergency repair, but it was still emergency repair, but it still cost us some money, so that's one of the bigger benefits, I guess, so. And then Ryan said the history repeats, history
But it
speaks
only
for
takes
itself.
one time.
Oh, it takes one time, but it never happened, but, you know,
And I think the cost would be somewhere around $1,800 if it would happen. To where we would have to pick it up. So it's a double-edged sword, Mike, right? So yes, we did approve something that every owner / operator has to go ahead and not be excluded, check the box. But now we're back to the table because of some various situations. So I'm putting it back on the table for discussion. It's a double-edged sword, right?
I'll roll the dice and take,
You can roll the dice.
I'll take the savings. Now, we need it.
Any discussion?
I just want to make a comment because I think Jeff's comment is a bit unfair. There's no way you're going to convince me somebody's bid is going to be 50,000 and because they have insurance, it's going to be 75,000. That's a bit of an exaggeration.
That ain't but exactly what I
So what
meant.
you do to the little guys that did up their insurance for us to do
Follow the
work?
rules.
Yeah, you will.
I'm along with Jeff. I mean, yeah, I understand. I know what you're saying, like some people change, you got the policy, got the insurance that we asked for. But in the long run, it's costing us more for a lot of these projects. Much more than what we paid in the past before we had the policy in place.
Without the bill, we're paying more.
Huh? Because they gotta pay more for the insurance. So when they put the bid in, they gotta cover all that cost.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we used to be to get a building tore down for $1,200, $1,300, $2,000, $2,500.
Right.
Now the bid's coming in at
You gotta have
$12,000.
insurance.
You gotta have insurance.
They
You
got
have to have
insurance.
insurance.
You still gonna have the insurance.
Only works.
Only workers' comp.
It is costing the parish much more money for certain
That would
projects.
exclude the owner.
Yeah.
You have that.
Exclude them.
They still have to have workers' comp.
Yeah, it's gotta-
You still gotta have.
But this is one right here that could have been a lot cheaper, right here. If we exclude the owner.
And I don't know, I know, Brian had shared with me something, I think it was Lafourche Parish. And I know it's like our ADA says, it's just paper, but the state, so this is a state exclusion, right? The state allows the owner to be excluded in workers' comp. Well, for the state contracts, in their contract, they have language that protects them. That basically lets the owner agrees that if they get hurt while they're on the job, that they won't sue that entity. Now, I know they still can,
And the family can.
and it's just a piece of paper, but that is the steps that other parishes are taking and the state is taking to be able to go around this issue.
It's a workers' comp indemnity clause.
But it doesn't mean anything. It's just,
Well,
what is it gonna accomplish?
I'm just telling you, that's
You're
what
gonna
he's
get sued
speaking about.
regardless.
You're gonna get
I don't
sued.
know.
And I know if you're an owner of a company, the reason why you are excluded is because you can't make a claim on your own workers' comp policy as the owner of a company. So that's I'm in favor of removing the requirement.
I'll second that motion. That's a motion?
I got a motion on the floor to remove
Second.
That's a T O.
I'm in my-
entity owner exclusion.
I'm on it, I'll second.
Yes, you want it? It don't matter. I got a motion by, Mr. Blanchard, got a second by Mr. Palmville. All in favor? All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried.
And Mike, just to let you know, any contractors that did increase their policy to include it, they can call and get it amended and their premium will get adjusted.
Motion to adjourn.
Yes, sir.
Got a motion by Mr. Nakane, second by Mr. Blanchard. Meeting adjourned.
Can we maybe have someone from accounting, I don't know if we can contact our normal vendors to let them know that this policy has changed, all the ones that we made them change, to let them know so that they can change their insurance?
We don't even know who that, that's a very long list.
He'll hear
I just think we
promise you
need
they
to
don't
at
hear
least get some word out
They gonna hear it.
somehow. Okay.
it.
Put it on the
It'll be out
website.
tonight.
it. To the website.
Or you go on vacation, Jeff. I mean, Jeff.
They don't know before it
I don't think
is.
that's vacation.
Not vacation, but.
All right, Mr. Blanchard.
All right, Engineering Grants Committee meeting. Let the record reflect all members are present. First item is update from GIS engineering.
Good afternoon, Dwayne Bayon, this GIS engineer. Joe Lamore, we have submitted for the environmental permits. Final design plans are currently being drafted. We have from Crossover Road on south. We're adding the northern end of that project. And we're still tightening up the opinion and probable cost, but we're looking somewhere in the $700,000-800,000 range. I do have a meeting Monday with the landowners, with Brian to discuss the outfall canal. And, I think that's gonna be a lot smoother once they can see the plans. Belrose Lane, still just waiting for direction from the parish whenever, we're gonna advertise that project, that Joseph is on. Bayou St. Vincent, we submitted the proposal, for phase, I believe that's phase 2. And we had got the, opinion, through the grant, coordinator ELOS, to ensure that it was within the contractual limits, and they did find that our proposal was, acceptable as far as from a fee curve, analysis. And currently, we're waiting for Arcadis to finalize the H&H, and we hope to get that soon, and then we'll be able to continue along with our design.
Did you see an email about short some funding? With St. Vincent?
Yeah, it was, so the preliminary estimate was over budget of what we had, and it had a 20% contingency in it. So it's basically, we're within the 20% contingency for the total budget. The question that Melissa had was, can we move forward since the estimated was over budget? But I think there was some cost savings that was expected through the project manager that he could put in there to get it back within
Get it back
budget.
where it needs to be.
Okay.
All right, that's it?
Yeah, and I provided a little update, and it also has Conseil, on there as well.
So is that the 90% design package was submitted to OCD?
I believe so,
On
more
March 12th.
comments, and I think we even got those comments back. I think there was some on the text specs, but nothing on the drawings.
I know there've been a lot of comments coming back on the permit application for the coastal use.
Yeah, we address those as they come in, yeah. As the different departments, get that, but, yeah, we're working on that.
And Mike, I knew, Mr. Ernie Brancher that asked to review that project. Have you gotten these plans to be able to review them
I
yet?
think he received them. Think so.
Okay, he may have.
I
I'm not
think
sure.
so.
Okay.
I'll check with him.
All right.
That's it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Update from the Planners Design Group.
I've got some packets for y'all with some updates on where we're at and a new schedule and some DOT coordination. Thanks, Saturday. I'm James Biggery. I'm gonna be the project manager on this one. And so on the update, it starts off with the priority pumps that we picked last week or 2 weeks ago before the meeting. We have done the survey for the pipes, and then that is the flow calculations is the next thing in the packet.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Yeah, sorry. So we've started survey. We're about 39% complete with the first site, or throughout all the survey. We're doing the 4 priorities. Geotech, it will be doing their field work in about 2 weeks. We've got a DOT meeting set up on Monday to kind of go over what kind of requirements they're gonna have for us. And Interg coordination is underway to determine if it's gonna be, what it's gonna cost to get their service across the street.
What happened to Ben Street?
Which one?
Ben.
Ben
That,
Street.
from the Duffus. That's the pumps.
I'll take care of that one in-house.
That's the one you and Jamie made eyes at each other.
Yeah, said that'd be, said that'd be a
I
maintenance
didn't
one.
take it out, I didn't take it out.
We're gonna take care of that one in-house. You don't remember?
No, I know what I remember.
Oh, okay, oh, okay.
I said
okay.
no,
Okay,
no.
sound like they're trying to play, young bro.
Yeah, they are. We didn't say to take that one out of the house. You said, I mean,
You keep going.
Oh, that's all I got. Is there anything y'all are looking for or additional? Oh, we had sent the amendment on Monday.
Gotcha. You said Viggory?
Viggory, James Viggory. Yes, sir.
That is David?
No, that's my uncle.
All right, no, it's close.
and I'm not pulling it down
Stephen?
Ben Street.
Stephen, remember Stephen did this to it?
Right. Any questions?
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah, put Ben on
This is the performance sheet that I'm doing.
it. Put Ben on it. In front of that, the one in front of Duffy's, the other pump station.
We're doing, man.
Are we clear with what's going on?
No, no,
No, Myron is
I'm
not
not clear.
clear because one of his
At
streets
the
is not
meeting,
on.
at the meeting, we said we could,
We're taking
Put
care
on
of
it, and you said-
under maintenance.
you said we could do it in-house. I don't trust that in-house deal.
We discussed the priority pumping stations to develop a budget so that we know how big we have.
Yeah, and that was
To
on.
know how
Talking
many
about- he
stations
was
we
talking
have.
about banning with,
And you prioritize the one in Bell
Yeah.
River. No, but
You were at the meeting.
we got it.
we got, was I not at the first meeting with you whenever we had the initial kickoff with them?
So the plan was that we're gonna come back once we have a cost estimate on that first design, and we're gonna you gotta renegotiate which ones you want as your priority. And we're gonna keep up, we're not bidding anything until we know exactly how many we can afford, and we'll put all the plans together.
Because it wasn't a firm price for each station, so he was gonna let us know the
Yeah, it'll be
estimate for
different.
each one,
It
and then
will
we
be
could
different.
prioritize based on funds available.
That will be different.
That's correct. One thing to call out in there, we gave you the email as well. DOTD came back with some comments about doing a full-fledged HECRAS study. We've pushed back pretty hard on that. That's why we have a meeting next week. We don't feel that it's necessary for this application that they have us do that. So, we're gonna meet with them on Monday and,
Ask for an exemption.
well, it's not needed. I think, it's their default if you're putting pumps in that they want to see some study, but in this case, we're only basically making a receiving. They're worried about where the water's going, and once I explain that the water's going into the swamp, that's not a problem. I think we'll be good. So,
And, maybe if you need the ammunition to give back to them is, just tell them you use their state model they created.
yeah, actually, that would be what we would do if we needed it, but
It's not to the level of detail that you would need for this
that's,
area either.
that's the point. Yeah, so, all right, cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Update
you.
from Infinity Engineering on parish-wide sewer improvement projects.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me? Short update. Construction's going on without any delays. The Grisafi site is nearing completion. The Violet site wastewater treatment plant has begun installation. All chambers have been set. Plumbing of crossover and aeration pumping has begun. And work at the Blackwell lift station has started. Tomorrow, the contractor plans to pour the concrete containment pads.
Tell you what, Brian. I went to the Grisafi and the Blackwell lift station.
Mhm.
I visited the sites on Grisafi and Blackwell Lane. Those guys, that contractor's done an outstanding job out there. They've been working, if not 7 days a week, 6 days a week to make sure they can knock this project out. Outstanding
Yeah.
job.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. I've been looking at the reports. I've been out there one time when they had just got the plant set at Grisafi. I haven't seen anything at Blackwell, but that's good to hear. And I see pictures through the reports and stuff too.
I took a lot of pictures myself.
Okay.
Would it be possible for you to email the jury with I guess it can be an abbreviated schedule? Not necessarily in much detail, but just where you are, where you expect to be next, and just kind of an outline on the different projects so we know what phase each of the projects at, because the juror, like Ron went ride by those two, the other jurors that have them in their wards would like to go, but we just need to know what time frame they're gonna be there.
Okay, yeah, let me get with the contractor and see if he wants to update his schedule, and if he does, I can just kind of give a summarized version of that.
Yeah, one
yeah.
page is fine, just an idea of where we are, percent complete and like start date and expected end date.
Yes, sir. Will do.
Any other questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Update from Special Programs Director.
I have some, those items are mine.
Okay, so the first item is request approval for the president to sign task order 6 with GIS for My Rate Drainage Improvement Project.
Pending ADA review.
To move.
Motion by Mr. Diaz. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Pondville. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval for the president to sign amendment 1, 2, and 3 for Infinity Sewer Plant and Lift Station upgrades.
So previously we had we talked about approving 1, 2, and 3, but 3 was a problem. So we never gotten the whole thing approved. So I do have the amended contract to have it approved tonight.
Entertain a motion? Motion by Mr. Nakam.
Second.
Second by Mr. Diaz. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval to apply for Entergy grant for Gilbert DePraddock Park for renovation project.
I put this on the agenda, Mr. Chair, after having conversations with, Ms. Paula Rome from Energy at the police jury convention, just telling them about some things that was going on. Energy wanted to be a part of the project. And they have offered to, extend the olive branch of a $2,500 grant to go along, and we're gonna use those funds to put the bronze plaques on the building. So she's here tonight in support of that, and I'd like for y'all to entertain a motion to approve it.
Motion approved.
Motion to approve by Mr. Nakam.
Second.
Second by Mr. Diaz. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Ms. Rome. Is there anything you want to address for that item?
I just want to bring up that Energy is always looking for different ways to support nonprofits in Assumption Parish. So if any of y'all have any other projects similar to Ron's, please call me, and we'd like to put in some grants to help.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Tawana. Oh, and it's gonna be handled in-house. Tawana, can you push that through?
Yes.
Tawana, thank you. Appreciate it.
Next item, request approval for the president to sign tribal letters for Conscient Canal.
So these letters came from ELOS, with Conscient Canal. They are travel letters, that needs to be.
Motion by Mr. Diaz. Second. Second by Mr. Pondville. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Next item, update from South Central Planning Development Commission.
Excuse me,
Oh,
I
I'm
have
sorry.
one more thing. I did speak with Miss Jane about the cameras. Again, and she said that we don't need a monetary match, that we can use man hours. I spoke with her today, actually, when I got back. She sent me an email saying that we can use man hours. So I would need approval to apply for that grant.
Oh, you need approval to apply, and we need to have locations too, if we're gonna do it.
So what kind of manpower?
Like any kind of service.
In-kind services.
Yeah, it's kind of like, Keep Louisiana Beautiful, the way we do the, Love the Boot. How we use the hours, like volunteer hours and stuff. She said that we can use that.
Many are needed.
Yeah.
Everybody know where they got locations at,
She
bad.
didn't give me the exact amount. She said that she'll give me more information. on it. I got the email when I got back and I was kind of emailing her back and forth. And she said she'll be happy to help me with everything that's needed and she'll, let me know exactly.
I would
Get
assume
us
it
that
must
for
be
next
just to
meeting.
install them.
Hmm?
I would assume it would be to install them.
And, yeah, to, install them and just, I guess, the upkeep of them, maintain.
I would think it might be also to like clean up the areas where the cameras are gonna be put in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she told me that she was gonna send me, some information, like, some guidelines on exactly, what we have to do, what we would have to do to, maintenance and keep up.
Send all that. You need it now?
Okay, maybe get
Well,
all
I
that
can-
information.
Can you give me authorization to apply for it? Cause she said that they need that as soon as possible. Because, they're doing their budget at the moment.
Yeah, let's get in while we can. Please, let's get in while we can.
And what agency is that through?
That's true the governor, to the governor's office.
You say the governor?
Yeah,
Stop litter abatement.
yeah, litter abatement. Yeah. Yeah, we gotta
Yeah,
move on that.
I'm sorry, just writing it down. So I have a motion by Mr. Diaz, second by Mr. Bro, to authorize a special programs coordinator to apply for a camera grant from the Lieutenant Governor's office.
There you go.
For littering.
Litter abatement, litter.
All in favor? Opposed? No one opposed. Motion
DDA,
carried.
that's a DDA?
No, it's
No,
under
it's
the
still part of our
special program
report.
director.
Okay.
Yeah, part of our report.
All right. Is that it, Tony?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Gordon, South Central Planning and
Yes.
Development Commission.
Pat Gordon, South Central Planning. We submitted a, progress report on the grant management program that we have with y'all, and y'all have that in y'all packets this time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good, great. Okay, so the trail grants and DOTD grants that we have are moving right along. I think that the hot topics, which have already been discussed a little bit, are the resilient communities, which is the courthouse. And we are working on a contract to have for y'all at the next meeting. And we've already sent Paul a request for some comments. I think that's what he was referring to. But y'all will have a contract for the next meeting. That's our goal. And also, just to let you know, I believe that later on in the agenda, the sewer project, the water sector program, and let's see. Shell Beach project, both of those are going to be taken off the list. Administration has requested that they assume those responsibilities. I think they've been working on them for a couple of months now anyway. So, and that's fine with us. The Restore project, the multi-year plan, that's item 12 on the list. We're working with the Treasury Department right now to get the multi-year plan approved. And they're telling me, Tanisha Dixon is telling me it's gonna be 2 or 3 weeks before they can review the information. So hopefully within the next 30 days, we'll have it completed and we'll be able to get back to y'all.
You were able to get into the portal?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I appreciate it, Kim. I had 2 meetings with her today. That's number 1 on my list of things to do for y'all. And I'll answer any questions that y'all might have.
Mr. Pat.
Yes, sir.
662 sidewalks, I saw it was, got an email that it was awarded. I don't see it here on this list.
Probably wasn't handy. Oh, it's not. Is it done?
Yeah, it just,
Yeah, just got it.
got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, they need to add it.
But this probably needs to be updated,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I spoke with Cassie about it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Just as soon as it came through, not about anything, putting it on the list,
She
but.
must have gotten her report in before the email came through.
Okay,
And I'd like to add something. So when it comes to the DOTD stuff, Cassie's been wonderful. we were working with the difference in percentages for Chris and them. She provided some packets for me. We figured out where the disconnect was, you know, DOTD will coordinate directly with me, so I have to forward the information to them, and then we put it together. So she's been working really well. We actually had a meeting scheduled tomorrow, but we were able to work it out through emails and communications with DOTD. So we won't have to go to Baton Rouge to do it. We did it in a different fashion. She's worked very well with that. I just wanted to.
Leroy, why you walking trail at the, it's still on the books? That should be closed out.
Well, it was just 3/18/26. So we were just notified that it was,
I'm saying your project been finished. Right? The walking trail at the.
yeah, the only thing that's not completed is the lighting for it.
Oh, your lighting, okay.
We still had some funds left in the project.
Okay. You still gotta go through them to use it, or you can use it on your own and you get a PO done?
No, we can do it in-house and
You can do
claim
it
on it. Yeah, Melissa's been reminding me of like every other meeting.
It's been finished.
Yeah, the walking trail itself was finished, yeah. No, Brian, on the sidewalks, the Bell Road sidewalks, has that issue
We're
been
working
resolved?
that's part of what
We
the
said y'all
meeting
was supposed to
tomorrow
meet
would have
tomorrow.
been, but we're
Right.
working it out through emails, and I'm
Okay.
gonna communicate with Jacob tomorrow. I had a conversation earlier, but we'll speak a little more on it. We're trying to figure out what happened exactly with moving the project across the road. As I told you, I told Mr. Jacob I'd speak to y'all about it and see where the disconnect was. And who approved to take it off the project list, because that was exited out in our meeting, as you saw on the map that I presented. Just a little more information needs to be obtained before I contact Mr. Jacob again.
Okay, I don't think any communication came to any of the Joe Roars or to you
No,
prior to that being,
no,
okay,
it was, and that's what was explained today,
okay.
and that's why it's requiring a little more labor.
All right, any other, items for Mr. Gordon?
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Will,
The next two are good. Except the third part of it. Everything else is good.
okay, well, if you, I didn't know if you wanted to wait till he got here.
You can, but I'm.
He asked me if we could table his items till the
That's
regular
fine.
meeting because he's trying to get the Shell Beach
He's gonna wait,
plans updated for us.
That's fine.
You're gonna wait.
All right, so we'll table item 6
I
till
wasn't
the
aware.
regular meeting. Update on health unit repairs?
I sent out the 4 respective contractors that just have not received the pricing back yet.
What's your date to receive the,
I sent it on 3/10, and I gave 30 days, so it'll be coming shortly. April 10th.
It's all interior work, right?
Yes,
update on courthouse renovations project?
they started back up today on the sewer infrastructure portion of it, dialing and preparing to put cement. And they're projecting possibly midweek next week, from what I understand, will be finished pouring cement. They had some issues with the compaction and the delivery at the time, saying that they were approved to go with the amount and percentage.
Brian,
Yes,
I went OEP earlier at sewer gas.
Again?
Yeah, the smell.
we put a check, we got with Paul, and we were doing some measures to try to prevent it and see where we're at. We actually installed a check valve in one portion of the system, and then put a little trap in it. And then, yeah, well, it's opened up now because there are collapsed pipes in the ground is what was called, it was trapping the gas.
You're aware? Okay.
Yes, sir, we walked it, me and Mr. LeBlanc
Okay.
and the contractor walked it upstairs, downstairs, tried to identify some possible issues, and we're working to resolve them.
Thank you.
Yes.
Request approval of change order number 1 for the Grant Park Restroom and Pavilion Building Project. And authorize the president, secretary, treasurer to sign all necessary documentation. I guess we'll have to table that item as well. In the regular meeting.
We're gonna half hour that, so.
Uh, Item 10 will also be tabled to the regular meeting. Next item, is request approval to remove the Shell Beach Boat Launch Project and Infinity Sewer Project from South Central Planning's listing as the projects are being handled internally.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Mathern,
Second.
second by Mr. Diaz. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next item, request preliminary and final approval for a new manufactured home park at 319 and 319A Maple Street in Atherville.
Yes, so, requesting, both preliminary and final approval for this manufactured home park. Have a site plan and some pictures in y'all packet. Basically, we asked them both at the same time because it took him a while to get sanitation approval, but he has that. Normally, we don't go for preliminary until he has that, but everything's in place, ready to go. It just needs his permits after.
You checked it all out, you good?
Yeah, I recommend. I went and check it out, took pictures, everything looks good.
You did a great job.
He does.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Mr. Ponville,
Second.
second by Mr. Bro. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
It's in the medal too, a gold medal for improving that area. It was a.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Ponville, second by Mr. Diaz. All in favor?
Aye.
public hearings to receive comments, questions, concerns, and input from the public regarding the proposed proposition to the electors of Assumption Parish authorizing the levy of a parking and use tax at recreational vehicle parks as allowed by RS 334579. The floor is open, the mic is open for any public comment, public hearing, the jury will receive and take notes.
Mr. President, I had a submission from an owner of an RV park. He couldn't make it tonight. He sent me a written letter and asked me to read it into the record. If the jury would allow that, I'd like to do that.
Sure.
To Assumption Parish Police Jury from Winston Michelle, Cypress Haven RV Park, reference lodging tax. To the jurors of Assumption Parish, I do apologize for not being present at the meeting to voice my concerns about the lodging tax being proposed. If I understood the details during the first meeting it was discussed, I believe it was said that the maximum fee could be $4.90 per night. This would be a fee of $147 every 30 days. The monthly rate in our area is $500 to $550 per month per RV. No one will pay an extra $150 per month, bringing the total cost to as much as $750 per month per RV. I know this because when I opened my park, everyone said to charge $650 per month. I tried and I did not get any long-term campers, including workers. After a few weeks of getting no return calls, I dropped my rate to $550 and people started to frequent my campground for work and long-term rentals. Adding $150 extra to the monthly long-term renters will not work in our area. We do not have the amenities in our parish that would make people pay the extra money to stay in the parish. If this rate passes, not only would you lose campers, but you would lose all the taxes from the necessities they purchase, such as gas, groceries, and restaurant food. On the last meeting, it was discussed, I believe it was proposed to possibly put a 2% per night. This is reasonable, and I feel that it would not hurt the campground business. However, this may be a reasonable amount to tax. How will it be collected? More importantly, how will you enforce the payment of the tax other than the honor system? I'm sorry, but that will not work as much as I wish I did not have to say that. What about all these 1 and 2 RV spot rentals in people's yards? Will someone ride around the parish every day counting every camper in the campgrounds? What about when someone collects cash? Do you really think they will report that stay? Absolutely not. Also, exactly how much taxes will this generate for the trouble it will be? We have no hotels in our parish. Do you really think this is worth it? I'm not against a reasonable lodging tax. However, I feel that the amount of money it would bring in would not constitute the trouble for the business owners or the parish to try and enforce it.
Well said.
All right. Comments recorded? Any other comments from the audience? Second call, last call. Motion to close comments?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Diaz, second by Mr. Blanchard. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public comment period closed. Members are present. Let's start with a prayer. God who teaches us, sending the light of the Holy Spirit into our hearts, grant that by the light of that Spirit, right judgment may be ours, and that we ever find joy in his guidance. Amen.
Such pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Accept any corrections and approve of minutes of the March 11, 2026 regular meeting. Move to approve. Move to approve, Mr. Blanchard, second by Mr. Patero, all in favor? Opposed, motion carries. Public comment period. Public comment period for the public on anything on the agenda. First call, last call, second call, last call. Drainage report, Mr. Bonville.
Yes, sir. The Drainage Committee meeting was held this afternoon at 4 o'clock. All members were present. Item number one, we approved Mr. Kenneth Tomplay Jr. to the Landry Subdivision Drainage District. Mr. Sabal, would you like to give us a report on the RA drainage project, sir?
Yes. We actually, per your motions at the last meeting, we drafted the contracts as well as the notice of award. I have the notice of award here tonight for Mr. Nakaya to sign. Once he's able to sign that, those contracts along with the notice of award will all be sent to the contractor, at which point he's got to put together his bonds and insurance certificates. Once we receive that back, we will bring it back to the jury for him to execute the contracts, and then we'll, from there, to do pre-construction conferences and a notice to proceed.
All right, we allocated $11,000 from Ward for drainage for funds to replace the electric motor. We allocated $3,000 from Ward 2 drainage for the maintenance of an outfall. We had an update on the drainage projects from Mr. Blankenship. I present this all in form of a motion.
Motion by the chair.
Wait, you want to add that authorization for president to sign that notice?
All right, and add authorization for Mr. President to sign
The notice of award.
the notice of award.
Second.
All right, motion by the chair, second by Mr. Carter, all in favor? Opposed, motion carries. Personnel Committee, Mr. Diaz.
Personnel Committee met at 4:06. All members were present. We approved the amendment to the Personnel Manual, Section 570, Workman's Compensation. We approved 8 weeks of FMLA leave for IT Specialist Floodplain Manager. We approved to advertise for Grants Coordinator position. And we approved the hiring of an accountant to replace previous individual released in December. I present this all in the form of a motion.
There's a motion by the chair. Second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay on number 3.
Nay also number 3. All right. Next item, Road and Bridge. Mr. Alcorn.
Road and Bridge, met this afternoon, all members were present. We do have one update that we need to get on the 2025 road overlay program, Sabah.
Yes, currently the contractor is doing final dress work in Wards 9. He's actually on Cajun Street today, laying the shoulder work in and the fill material. He will then progress into Ward 8 to those areas where he finished paving. As it stands right now, and he's going to start doing prep work in Ward 7. He'd already started some prep work in Ward 7, but he's going to continue the prep work in Ward 7. At this point, we'll probably continue, won't bring in final paving back until right after Easter. We did ask that they not work Good Friday as well as that Saturday, because we have been keeping up with them. They have been working just about every weekend. But we did request that they not work Good Friday and that weekend for the simple purposes that we have a lot of people that take that particular time for, outdoor activities, crawfish bowls and stuff. We thought it would be a better idea not to have equipment working on that particular weekend.
Good, you got to do some more work on Cage on that turnaround?
Yes, that's gonna be addressed in the final punch list, for that particular street, but it is on the list.
I want to add to that report, Mr. Chairman, that you guys are doing a very good job, very high quality work.
I've been, I've been receiving a lot of good compliments for them. If they can do this, if they can finish it up right, I'll definitely be coming to the jury to see if there's any way we can go ahead and try to obtain this contract on a year-to-year basis. Cause this will be a good one.
Good go.
So.
Keep
Thank
their
you.
price good.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Keep their price good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll try.
They do very good work.
We'll try. They do outstanding work.
Next item.
All right, next item, we approve, for a three-way stop sign at the intersection of Napoleon Avenue and Bayou Street. I give you these two items in the form of a motion.
Motion by Chair, second by Mr. Patterson, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Finance Committee, met, everybody's present. We approved the pay list of bills submitted through March 20th. We approved budget comparisons. We authorized the use of OPS settle funds to pay for mental health care services as approved by South Central Louisiana Human Service Authority. And also contract with Correct Health and use opioid settle funds.
55% of the contract.
How many?
55% of the existing
55%
contract,
of the contract.
beginning April 1st.
Beginning April 1st. Next item, consider approving Bureau to attend the 2026 Legislative Day event in Baton Rouge, no more than $200. Next item, request authorization to declare various equipment as surplus as advertised for bids. And we did approve to go advertise for bids for the office products. And we gave the rest of the departments till second meeting in April. And also possibly use a couple of entities to help us with that, help them with that. We consider and approve payment of NACO dues for 2026 amount $450. We discuss and request approval to accept the maintenance contract on parish-wide sewer emergency generators.
Table that
Those
one.
tables.
We table that, that's what that T is for. And we did have one deviation, we approved low bidder for the central room, control room repairs at the jail. And the lowest bidder was R&S Corporation Detention Contractor, labor materials of $57,179. And that's the end of my report.
Mr. President, could we vote on number 5 separate?
I guess we could, yeah.
And, go ahead.
All right, all in favor of excluding number 5?
Motion,
No,
motion,
motion
motion,
accept.
motion to accept your report, except for number 5. I will ask, since Mr. Diaz has championed, the opioid, funding and trying to find ways that we can continue to spend those dollars. I ask that, that item be on the, agenda for the next couple of meetings. But motion to accept the report.
Motion to accept the report by
Second.
Mr. Alcorn, second by Mr. Fonville. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We vote on number 5. Set approving jurors to attend the legislative day event not to exceed.
I'd like for any juror attending to pay his own, registration fee.
Not going, Jim?
Yeah,
That's your motion?
that's my motion.
There a second? Motion fails. Lack of a second?
Mike was gonna
I
second.
will.
You gave him
You want him?
two at a time.
Do what?
Mike was gonna second. You want to second it, Mike?
I'll second.
All right, motion made and second by Mr. Diaz. All in favor?
Aye.
How many ayes? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Who's the nays?
5. All right,
Aye.
all right.
Who's the nays? I need the nays.
But
You're supposed to verbally put your vote out, guys.
Aye.
we did.
Oh, no, you're doing this. I don't know who that
Got
is.
5 of us.
You got Mike, Jamie, Leroy,
Myron.
Myron, and I'll say yay. The nays will be
Chris,
me.
Jeff,
Yeah,
Ron,
I ain't going anyway, so.
and Mr. Charlie, what you were? Huh? Nay, okay.
all right, next item, insurance committee report, Mr. Alcorn.
The insurance committee met this afternoon, all members were present. One item, we approved the absentee owner to be excluded from our workers' compensation policy. Give you that item in form of motion.
Motion by the chair,
Second.
second by Mr. Carter, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Engineers Grant Committee, Mr. Blanchard.
Our Engineering Grants Committee met at 4:54 today. All members were present. We had an update from GIS Engineering. We're awaiting direction from the parish for the Belrose Lane project, Joe Lamore Street. There are some current meetings going on to address the outfall canals. We had an update on the Conscience Canal Drainage Improvement Project through LWI. And we also had an update on the Bayou St. Vincent Drainage Improvement Project through LWI. We had an update from the Planners Design Group relative to the ring levees in Pierreport. They presented a Gantt chart schedule for the jury. We had an update from Infinity Engineering on parish-wide sewer plant improvement projects. The contract is moving along, and we've asked them to provide a schedule of when they'll be on certain sites and so that the jurors can visit those sites. We had an update from the Special Programs Director, when we approved for the president to sign Task Order 6 with GIS for the Monterey Drainage Improvement Project pending ADA review. We approved for the president to sign Amendment 1, 2, and 3 for the Infinity Sewer Plant and lift station upgrades. We approved for the Special Programs Director to apply for the Entergy grant for Gilbert Dupatti Park renovation project. We approved for the president to sign the tribal letters for Conscience Canal. And we also authorized the Special Programs Coordinator to apply for a camera grant through the Lieutenant Governor's office for litter control. We had an update from South Central Planning and Development Commission on the projects that they're monitoring. The only one that we discussed is there are some ongoing meetings with DOTD regarding the sidewalk projects throughout the parish. We tabled number 6, and I'll come back to the items that we tabled for Mr. Savoy to be here. We had an update on the health unit repairs. We had an update on the courthouse renovations project. We tabled items 9 and 10 until the regular meeting. We approved to remove Shell Beach Boat Launch Project and Infinity Sewer Project from South Central Planning's list as the projects are being handled internally. And we approved preliminary and final approval for the manufactured home park at 319 and 319A Maple Street in Labradorville. Back up, Mr. Savoy, you can give us
On those items.
okay. I submit that as in the form of a motion for approval.
Motion by the chair, second by Mr. Brewer, all in favor?
All right.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Savoy.
Yes, on the Ag Center roof project, the first item that we have is authorize president to sign a contract with Triple B Maintenance Services for the electrical improvements. If you recall, I had actually brought this up at the last meeting, and due to the contractor moving forward a little prematurely after getting approval from the jury, he had actually moved forward without the paperwork. I had come and requested approval for a purchase order. That was done. However, after speaking with Melissa, due to the nature of the grants, we did draft contracts. The contractor signed them, so we're requesting that the parish president now sign these contracts for those contract amounts in lieu of the purchase orders.
All right. I'll make a motion to authorize the president to sign the contracts for Triple B for the electrical improvements and HVAC improvements.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Blanchard, second by Mr. Mathern, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Dr. Carter.
Same for the HVAC contract. They were both separate items.
Yeah,
Just
motion
approve.
covered.
He did them all.
He did them all.
He did them all.
Guys,
He did them all.
Okay. Next, I have authorized substantial completion for TPP LLC for the Ag Center concession stand roof renovations. We did a final walkthrough yesterday afternoon. We do have a punch list and an amount being deducted for items that are incomplete at this time. We are in the process of working on we've sent requests to the contractor to complete those items. However, if he doesn't, we do have sufficient funds withheld to come in and complete them, if need be, with outside contractors. We are recommending substantial completion. of
We
the
shouldn't have
project.
to go there, though, right?
But I'm not in favor of this yet, I just thought of something. The fire marshal still has to, approve the hood system.
He still has to, he has to come and inspect the building as a whole, including the hood
whole,
system,
but
including the hood, yes, sir.
The hood, but also South Central Planning never did their final inspection. The vent pipes are missing an insulation and you should have an insulation inspection.
Right.
So we can't close the permit with them until that's done. So I'm not in favor of.
Understand it,
giving
if you
them
wish, and I have no
Why are
problem with
we
you
asking
tabling.
for it?
I have no problem with you, I have no problem with you
I
tabling
just
the
thought
item.
about the other
Just
permit.
want it known that we did note those items, such as the vents and the insulation, and we are withholding money. So if you all want to table that item at this time, I have no
It
issue.
also has to get inspected by South Central Planning.
Correct.
Right, I agree, and just, for substantial completion, right, the building can be used for its intended purpose, but right now with the plumbing being incomplete, I would say that deems it not
Yeah.
able to be used, so.
Understood. No issue there.
When this contract is planning on coming back?
What was the timeline on that?
The rain days, he'd be right at completion time now. I mean, he's probably skirting damages. It was a small contract. We were trying to get him closed out. As you know, we've been in contact with him every day. So I do have an alternative, another contractor come and look at it on Friday. So in the event that he does not come back or he leaves us holding the bag, we are prepared to move forward, getting the items that need to be fixed. Because our goal here is we need to get the building open. We've got events, they've got events happening and they need this building. This has been an ongoing battle with this contractor. So, not to belabor it or drag it out, we are looking to move forward. So that's why we're meeting with the contractor Friday to see what we gotta do to close this thing and get it done. But I had no problem if you all want to table that item
No, we
until
don't.
items are clean.
He's far from substantial completion of my book.
It's gotta get inspected by the
Correct.
South Central Planning also, so.
And if he is responsible for calling for that inspection, if he fails to do so, we
We can do that.
will step in and do
When
it.
was the last
So-
time you
so
had
Joe-
communication with this contract?
He was on site yesterday.
Yeah, I did the walkthrough.
Yeah, he was there yesterday, and he was made aware of the deficiencies.
So how much time we giving it?
Like I said, I'm meeting out there with another contractor on Friday. So
What was his deadline?
his contract time deadline, I'd have to do I'll be honest with you, I did not do an actual calculation of it for tonight. But I can tell you from previous calculations, with the rain, he was allowed some rain days because the building was open during roof time. When I add those back in, it's skirting now. He's close to ending. I don't want to give you a specific
Check
date
on
because I
that, just
don't
let us
know.
know tomorrow.
I will have no problem. I'll get that calculated and out to you in an email.
So Mike, if the contractor don't do those little small things and the fire marshal and South Central Planning gotta go do an inspection, it's gonna fail anyway, right?
Yeah.
Right, so
But the
At that
contractor's liable
point,
for it, he's responsible to do it.
He's responsible for it regardless, but I don't want to, these are small contracts. I'm not trying to drag this out into, not to speak for your legal department, but I'm not trying to drag this out into a long lengthy legal battle. We've documented what he didn't finish. He's been made aware of what he didn't finish. We are withholding the money and we are simply, utilizing our right to bring in, someone else to finish it.
If his deadline is done.
And if his deadline is done, it's
So
done.
that's
Correct.
that was my question. Can someone, even though he has a contract and he neglected, can you go ahead and have another contractor come in and finish this job?
I think how he's proceeding is sufficient.
It's the right way?
So allow the engineer to continue to do his work and we'll get an update.
Okay, yeah.
Depending on the deal.
Yeah, cause you're trying to get it finished.
I'm trying to get it finished. We're putting him on notice. We're doing what we have to do to get it done.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
what else we got?
Number nine.
Number 9, request approval of change order number 1 for the Grant Park Restaurant and Pavilion Building.
This change order was brought previously when they approved the contracts. It was for 2 deduct items. That is for the removal of the culvert in the outfield that's going to be done in-house, as well as backstop fencing to help bring that project a little bit more within budget and give us some wiggle room, if we need to. They asked us to actually bring this back up because they wanted the contracts approved at one meeting and then the change order to follow. They did not, I'm talking about the, state funding agent.
You got an amount, Joseph?
Yes, apologize. Total amount is a decrease of $29,627.91.
Decreases.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Alcon, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that carries. Request approved to send engineered plans for Shell Beach Boat Launch to CPRA for review and approval.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Mathern,
Second.
second by Mr. Diaz. All in, Mr. Carter, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. We had a public hearing report. Public hearing was received, no verbal from the audience, but we have one letter for the record. And we're into that. Do we want to vote on the, I don't see what it says, it's just a report. Do we want to make motion to
Accept the
put this on this, next available election?
I do think the public comment that was had, they offer some valid questions. How
I
are we gonna
think so
police it? What are
too,
we
yeah,
gonna
I think
do?
so too.
I think to take it to the voters, we gotta have those answers available.
How are we gonna police it? Blah, 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 blah. I think those are some.
Still got
valid
time.
We got time. All right, that's, no action on public hearing now, but we'll discuss it, possibly put it on the next agenda.
Yeah, just for
All right.
further discussion.
Put it on, or y'all gonna let us?
No, just put it on for further discussion, because based off what Leroy read, we need to identify, if we're gonna move in this direction, we need to identify how, we're gonna be able to, first of all, collect the tax.
Okay.
You know, how it's gonna be policed, how it's gonna be, you know,
How much you think we could collect that in a year? $1,000?
I don't know.
Is it enough to worry about?
That when we answer the question about enforcement, that might be part of it.
Yeah, you know, well, how much more,
Because I mean, we know the enforcement issues we have with other things.
Yeah.
You're gonna add this to the list.
I think
I got
this
out
deal.
word the other day and I counted about 70 trailers in the parish right now. That's when with the two on 70 and the two in Piedmont, I counted like 70 trailers in all four parks. That I knew of anyway. So look at how much they charge a night for
They
each
have
trailer.
any by Lewis? In mobile home parks, not all
No,
people.
there's nothing involved. It's two in
There'll be
Piedmont.
some revenue.
And you're gonna have more come.
Yeah, the one on by the spur was empty. They only had like 6 in there at the time, so it's more than that now.
How many spots they have available?
Shoot over there, King Row had almost probably
Yeah, that's
50,
not-
60 spots.
That's not real.
Yeah, and then like, it was pretty empty right there at the spur. I can't think of the name, the sportsman or whatever. Craftsman Cove, but they probably got
They rule
50,
all
40
our
spots.
fires, or half of them are parish?
Yeah,
Only
that's
the
another
back.
issue.
Yeah, that's not-
Half of the sites are in the
There,
central
that's
parish, so I
right.
don't know how we enforce
Right.
Yeah,
that on
right.
half the park.
Yeah, we don't own all those parks.
Enforcing on the part that we own.
So it's essentially parish charging.
Oh, yeah, they charge.
All charge.
But they also have a hotel and motel tax too, that go with that RV tax. So who's ever parked over there, they're paying.
On that side.
They paying on that side automatically.
We don't know that. I don't know that for sure. Do you know that for sure?
No, I don't know, but I'm
Man,
not
you
sure. I mean, they
charge.
got the tax.
Man,
How they
you
enforcing it, I don't know.
Yeah, the office is in Assumption Parish. That's why I'm not sure if they're able to. I don't know how it works with the parish.
We need some homework on that.
We'll
We
reach
will.
out to them.
All right, but then the Torres, reach out to neighboring parish and see how it's enforced.
The park on our side.
For free, huh?
All right, next item, discuss the recent increase in rates granted by the Public Service Commission to South Coast Gas and the lack of adequate infrastructure provided by South Coast Gas in providing natural gas to the residents of Assumption Parish. I know we were requesting for them to be here, they're not here. Did y'all meet?
I met with, South Coast Gas and Public Service Commissioner on yesterday. And long story short, South Coast Gas has no funding to do any upgrades in the Piedmont Bell River area. So we are looking at years and years of getting anything done. before anything is done, so. And not even sure of years. They're going out trying to find funding sources, so.
They don't have any infrastructure dollars out there,
That's
money
up to
from the
them.
federal-
Yeah,
That's on them to find.
it's
It's
really
not
bad
on us.
because it
Well,
affects
it's the
the
same,
water
it's the
system
same, it's
also.
the.
Yes,
It really
You
affects the
could,
water system.
you could use it in the same situation as though we did with the broadband. Right? If there's a program of infrastructure dollars where we can partner with a business that provide that service to your residents, then the funding might be there. You may be able to help them get the funding and find the funding and it could be applied on a joint venture, just like we did with Keys and Broad. Same thing. Infrastructure is infrastructure.
I understand. I don't want to give our employees any more work than what they have
You're
now.
not giving it to your employees. You're gonna do it.
I'm not.
You're gonna start it in. Gotta help
So what,
yourself.
Public Service Commission can't afford, they can make them, but they don't have the money.
They don't have the money to do it, so we're gonna be in touch with the Public Service Commissioner and try to seek out them to, what's our next step? I did talk to Atmos, a member from Atmos today as well, so.
Right.
We're moving forward, seeing if they're interested.
I sent the letter, just no response.
So the
Put it on
public,
agenda.
the Public Service Commission don't have, they got dollars, they got federal dollars. They got dollars.
According to them, they didn't have that.
They got dollars.
All right, any other board date on that?
That's it, years away.
Next item, discuss Lower Delta Soil and Water Compensation District Road in Assumption Parish, Ms. Stephanie Garvin. Requesting to be here because I think the last meeting, they was asking for some news and the question was asked, what do they do for some time? Here she is.
I'm here. Good evening. Thank y'all for inviting us over. I did make some copies of things that we do for the parishes. I only have 9 copies. I have more in my car, but I don't know if y'all want to pass it around. And then I have this resolution. Do I just hand it to you?
Just-
You know, when you go to court, you can't go up there. Just saying. So Lower Delta, back in the 40s, they started doing conservation districts. There's 44 districts in the state of Louisiana, and they break it up by the parishes. Lower Delta, we have Ascension, Assumption, St. James, and Iberville on our side of the river. On the other side is New River. So it's composed of 5 producers or landowners in the parish. So we have Mr. Grant Crochet, Patrick Fritters, Stacy Ali, Josh Email, and Frankie Sotil III. So y'all were kind of asking what we do. We have a public meeting each month. We are funded through the state, but we do have parishes that give us a monetary yearly donation. Last night we had a big locally led meeting, which means we invited all the landowners, producers to come and discuss any drainage problems they have, any concerns. Thank you. And we had 50 people come out last night. And we partner with NRCS for all of this. Do y'all want me to go through the list? Do you want me to shorten it? What would y'all like me to do?
I guess we want a good
Assumption Parish.
overview for Assumption. What benefit does Assumption Parish get?
Okay,
Benefits.
benefits of this. We do scholarships for high school. We send it to the schools. Their guidance counselors. And Mr. Leroy, we have one for you. I know we participate in anything big, LSU Ag. We go to summer camps. We haven't really done much here in Assumption with the children, other than we do support the Assumption Youth Garden Contest, and I don't know how many years we have been doing that. We do the poster contest here in Assumption, and that's grades 4 through 6, and we do give out monetary awards to the school, to the students. We have, last night, we had our Outstanding Cooperator Award, and we've been doing that since 1950. They've been picking a producer who they would like to highlight and give a plaque to and recognize for their hard work in conservation and soil and water. We also do the Guy Care Award, and we've had several people, farmers from Assumption, win over the many years that we have been doing it. So we have done for, I actually work with Upper Delta 2, and they have that, the Upper Terrebonne Watershed Plan and Environment Assessment, the PL 566. I know several years back, we had met with GIS and Mr. Blanchard, and we were gonna talk about trying to apply for PL 566. And then I also manage the Upper Terrebonne Basin Drainage, which is the LWI. So as you know, the water starts up there and it has to come down here. I want y'all to know, we're not trying to have the water come down here and overflow. The goal is to get it to pump it back into the bowl, the basin, or the river. We're trying to get pump stations to keep it from doing those things, dredging, snagging. We did apply for some PL 566. We just applied for 3 of them. We're waiting for the PIFers to come in. One of the big ones is in Pierport. There's a drainage flooding area that they were trying to focus on, but we can't move forward until we get the PIFer.
Different. What's the definition?
The PIPR is where the state goes and they see, you know, we have all these watersheds in Louisiana, and they have to see that there's a need for it and the way the water drains and everything like that. So that's actually gonna come up from the federal government. So that's who we applied for that.
Have you looked at our parish, master drainage plan, which kind of shows what the watershed on the west side of the parish, how it drains, where it comes from? Have you had a chance to look at it?
We have, and I have Mr. John Newchurch, he's our technician, but Mr. Kenneth Coleman, he's been working in this parish, well, all 4 parishes for over 45 years with the watershed. He can tell you every drainage.
You know what kind of project is talking about in Pierport?
Well, we can't do anything until we get the PIPR to like specify, and then once we can get the PIPR approved from nationals, then we'll start getting with the local government, the landowners, because a lot of times y'all already have the knowledge. Y'all don't need us to tell y'all how to fix the waterway. And just like the landowners and producers, they've been in this land for years and years, they know the natural flow of water. But once we can get the PIPR, the watershed, to say, hey, this is a problem, let's look into it, let's outline it, then we would come meet with local government.
Georgia and Bell River, that's real shallow, and working on that many years, I don't know where that's at, you know. But we come from Bike Vision to Pierport, Bell River, it bottoms out, it's so shallow and stuff.
I know, and I will tell you that the one that we're working on with the LWI is to reconnect Bayou Grove State with Bayou Maringouin to widen it so that they could hold more water, so it wouldn't be a flash to come down.
They won't put more water to us.
No, it's actually reduced your water.
Yes. So we're trying to tie it all in, and I know y'all have GIS working. I heard y'all talking about that. We also have GIS, so we know that we're all trying. The whole goal is to get the water to flow all the way down, not to stop in one parish, which is why we have applied for these 3 other PL 566.
Y'all been successful with these grants, federal grants?
Yeah, when we started the PL 566 in 2019 in Upper Delta, we were 1 in 7 in the United States to get chosen. Now, the thing with that, you know, the federal government doesn't move fast, so they move in increments. So we have been doing it this long. We just did some geotech. We did some surveying. So now we had addressed all the comments to Washington. So we started, they said, okay, go back and do this more surveying, go find it. So we're doing everything. And then as we do it, then we get a bid and we apply for more money. That one, the goal was to try to get a pumping station at the Iberville locks to try to pump it to the river, because we already have the locks in Sorrel, but it's gonna take us time to get there. But that's what we're doing. And if you want to know for like Assumption, we do operation and maintenance on Lake Verret watershed. It says in Ascension and Assumption, and we still have 40 years left on that project. And that's gonna be and we do the Lake Verret mitigation area, which is we send, usually Ken, because he's been here the longest and he does it. He'll go out yearly and he's gonna check those areas and he's gonna see whatever he finds. Okay, say there's something blocking and maybe it might need dredging, or maybe they might need to come out and do something. Then he would go to meet with each parish person, whoever their person is, and say, hey, y'all might want to go out and look at this because this could create a problem, or the water's not flowing, or different things like that. So our goal is we put
Sure
boots
has
on the
been
ground.
out to Lake Verret lately?
Well, they do it every year.
in 40 years, I don't think we're gonna have a lake left.
Well, I'm
It'll
just
be
saying,
silted
that's
up.
how much is left on the contract.
Yeah.
This is what he told me yesterday when I asked him. Cause it was a contract kind of with, NRCS and things like that. So he does have a log. I know we have the books because I've seen them where he has to go out every year. But we do know that there's obviously problems there. We are also here for the local landowners. We've had someone that was subdivision come in and say there's drainage problems. And they were able to go out and say, survey and kind of see what the problem is. And then they got with the landowner so they could see what the problem is, why someone's land is draining onto their subdivision. We're here to help the farmers and producers of the parish. So when they come into our office, we can tell them, hey, you can try to apply for something with FSA, you can go to NRCS. We partner with, Dogs Unlimited, EPA, CPRA, we have all of that on there. I hate to take up all your time on things like that. But we want to see them be able to conserve the land. We go to the schools, we have Enviroscapes. Today, John and them went with over 400 kids in Livingston. So we're trying to get a water festival down this way so that we can include the kids here. That way they'll come for the day, they'll go to different water stations, they'll see how when you throw your McDonald's garbage, it's gonna flow in the water, it's gonna affect something. So, are there any questions? But even, like I said, even if you don't give us a monetary support, we do ask that you continue to support us as we apply for these grants for your parish. Because as you know, when you go to look for grants, they want to make sure that you're partnering with your local government.
So, to answer your question about the master plan, I did attend several of these meetings at the Sugar House, and I presented the master plan to them to show them what projects we applied for, what projects we need funding for. And what I ended up working with them with this NRCS project, that PL 566 that she's saying. So they can only submit 3 projects at a time. And it takes a while when that window opens for those 3 to be submitted. So there's plenty more projects in queue that they worked on. And what they give us is the regional voice. You know, so one project that came out of this was, some of the producers from St. James was at one of our meetings, and we talked about the amount of water, how long it takes for the water to get from the north end of the parish to Lake des Allemands to drain. And one of the projects that they're looking to supply to send to NRCS, well, NRCS is gonna submit an application for, is a pumping station in the St. James Canal, to try to get that water into the Mississippi River and empty their fields sooner, which would in turn help Assumption Parish also. Right, so they're more of a regional voice for us than the smaller projects that are within the area of the parish.
Well, with benefit.
Right, and then the upper delta, so like our region for the watershed that they're talking about, the pumps in Merrigan, that's upper delta. But when you get to lower delta, that's would be the pumping stations in Sorrel and Old River and down, and you know, that would be consistent with the closure project in Amelia Levy.
Which is
So they're
lower
already
delta.
working on those types of things up north for the riverine flooding. So I see a lot of the stuff that she says there, but I know a lot of the stuff that they do is outside the bounds of Assumption Parish where we don't have authority to really do anything.
But it benefits.
It benefits.
Oh, absolutely, it benefits. It's because without their voice, NRCS won't really hear from the parish direct. They need to hear from.
I work directly with, Mr. Britt Paul at NRCS, which they help do the plans, like they'll come meet, we'll sit down, we'll go through everything, like you said, we'll have the public meetings, we meet with the districts, the supervisors, you know, they have the more power. I just do all the paperwork.
So most of the grant programs that we get are like from FEMA or whatever, theirs are from USDA.
Yeah, we're from the federal
So
government.
we don't really have access to those grants like they do as a conservation.
We also have a 319 watershed project going on in Iberville and Point Capite, and that's funded through DEQ. So that's to help people that may not qualify for funding from NRCS for their fields, but they can come directly to us at Lower Delta and get a contract, get it approved, and they get paid from us. DEQ pays us to pay them. And another thing I wanted to mention that some of you may not have been aware, we had a tour from Mississippi. We had 50 farmers come down from Mississippi and they wanted to tour this area, and they stayed for about 4 or 5 days. And we were chosen, Lower Delta was chosen to host them, but we did bring them to your parish. We went And we went to, Lula Westfield. They got to see a sugar mill and how it worked. Mr. Chris Mattingly did that. Buddy Guava, let them go to the fields. They got to see that. We went and ate in Pear Park. They got to see the water. So now I get to go every year with them. They go all over the United States and travel to see the different farming. So I'm the only one outside of Mississippi that get to go with them, but I'm able to bring it back and tell the other producers, hey, this is what I see. This might be able something for you to look into to maybe help with your chickens, different things like that.
Well, Ms. Garvin, I tell you what, you educate us, most of us, without a doubt. And thank you for letting us know exactly what y'all do. And sound like we do get a lot of benefits from y'all, without a doubt. So with that being said, we didn't approve the funding last time because we kind of wanted to know. Because and I'd like for y'all to come at least once a year, just to give us an update.
Oh,
You
no,
know,
that'd be
something
fine. We
like
can arrange that. That's
let
not
us
a
know.
problem.
Let us know what's going on, without a doubt. So with that being said, do y'all want to,
Make a motion.
I don't remember how much.
What's the monetary donation?
How much? 4,000. There's motion by Mr.
And it's already in there.
Was already, but motion by Mr. Diaz, second by
And
Mr.
I
Blanchard.
think they've done this for way before I ever started.
We did.
Yeah, okay, I can't tell you how far it went back. I tried
I've been
to,
here, they've been doing it.
Motion
so.
by Ms. Pavia, second
That's
by
been
Ms.
off
Blanchard,
one
all in
year.
favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Yeah, something to
Thank you.
sign, eh? Oh, you got something to sign? Oh, okay.
Thank you, checks in the
Thank
mail.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I
Thank you,
appreciate it.
John.
If you ever
Good to see
need
you.
us, call us.
You know it. Mr. Wanda Moore here? For table number 15, or anybody speaking on her behalf? Remove illegal dump site of Fertitta Lane, Mr. Bro?
Yes. I would like to put that last meeting, I'll be able to discuss, starting a list of, illegal dump sites, and I would like to put mine at the top of the list, and we've already requested, the Lieutenant Governor's office to come and assist in this matter, because they want to keep the boot clean. But, I don't see any movement there, but I would like to send them another request, a second request. Lieutenant Governor's office assist us in this matter. We already have a picture, but we have pictures we can send them.
How many more days we got till we
I
out
sent
to
him
bid?
last
It's
week.
out to bid, right?
No, y'all never
No, we
responded.
didn't.
That was gonna be my next question.
Oh,
Is
I
that
thought you-
sufficient?
Oh.
This is not a legal dump site. This is private property that people tore down their houses and set in front of their yards. This is not a legal dump site.
Where?
Down for, what you talking about, right? These piles you talking about.
It belongs to doggone King people right there. It's not private property.
In the back, Chris.
Tires?
Yeah.
That's
When you make it
40,
around,
30
back, you
years
can't see it
ago.
from Highway 1. It's in the back.
None of our
That's on
contractors,
Cross Street.
and none of our
Back.
contractors gonna pick up tires.
No, it's all
It's a
tires.
headland.
It's 50, 60, 70 tires.
Nobody we got gonna pick up tires.
Nobody knows.
If you put a 30-yard dump and we fill it up and bring it to the landfill, where they dump it?
They'll fill back up.
They're not gonna dump tires.
They're not
Ain't
gonna.
nothing wrong with the tire. There's more chemical in the bag of potato chips than
You
you
can
ever.
reach out to the Lieutenant Governor's office and see if they got any kind of tire disposal
We
programs.
mentioned that to them whenever they were here.
They used to run them up, they bad.
That was a concern. They said they were looking at something, but
All right, so we're gonna put that
Add it on the list.
Extra person you're talking to.
top of the
to
list,
see
I'll
if
exit
there's-
tomorrow, cause I'm.
and we need to review.
Yeah, like,
that
I'm
and
ready
have a
for it to
solid
go if
plan.
y'all just tell me.
All right, next meeting.
Next
we'll
meeting,
have-
solid waste.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah,
Discuss
put it off a 30-day
scope of
bid.
work.
y'all look at it and get any recommendations, give it Kim, and, we'll approve it next meeting. Request approval to adopt ordinance 2603 to levy grass cutting charges totaling $1161.50.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Alcorn. Second by Mr. Mathern, all in favor?
Nah.
Opposed, motion carries. Discuss enforcement options at Attakapaw Landing relative utilization of the launch with no permit. Did you
Want to
make
table
it?
that?
I met with the sheriff earlier, we want to lay another option out. I want to contact another parish about how they operate. So let's.
Y'all got
St. Mary, is a good one to
That's
contact.
what we talked about.
Yeah, they have a $2 launch fee and their penalty for not paying is $500.
That's what he recommended, contacting St. Mary.
We'll see how they enforce it though.
Yeah.
All right,
Table it to the next meeting.
On my email that I sent to you all about working with the DMV, that's not allowed, it's federal
Yeah.
privacy act.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I figured, but
I told you that one.
Good try.
I tried.
All right, next item, request approval to adopt a proclamation recognizing Black Maternal Health Week, April 11th to 17th.
So move.
Moved by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Brewer, all in favor? Opposed, motion carries. First approval for the following occupational license applications, Value Boys and Company Fairport and Level Up Fencing Fairport.
Level Up Fencing, we want to scratch that when we applied for the name, it was already taken, so their new name is Cypress Bottom Fencing LLC.
Cypress Bottom Fencing
Bottom Fencing LLC.
LLC.
So move.
Moved by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Blank, all in favor? Opposed, motion carries. Any other items? Motion down by Mr. Blank, the second by Mr. Pyman, all in favor? Opposed? Eight zero.
I'm with you, if I could then,